There we are. So I'll just begin. If you find a nice, comfortable lying down position. So primarily we're going to do some yin and restorative yoga with some pranayama, and I'll see how we get on with the timings. We might be able to do some mudras, but I'm just going to see how the timings go, and we'll finish with the yoga nidra. So if you just start to settle now into your chosen positions, and we'll just start to relax a little. So as you settle down now, you can have your eyes softly closed. Becoming aware of the movement of breath in your body. Just make sure that you're lying comfortably. Feel that your weight is evenly distributed on either side of your spine. Your feet a comfortable distance apart, or you could have your knees bent. Your arms a little away from your body. Shoulders are just resting on the floor, palms facing upwards. Your head, neck, and spine lying in a straight line. And take a little bit of time to make any necessary adjustments to your body, your clothing, to allow your body to settle and eventually to come into stillness. Become aware of your body, your whole body. Be aware of the contact between the body and the floor. Be aware of the weight of your body supported by the floor. And allow the floor to support the body. And observe your body as it begins to grow steady. As you follow the rhythm of your breath, just take a little bit of time to take a few sighing breaths. With each sigh, feel the body sinking into the floor just a little bit more. And then allow your breath to flow naturally and easily. Being aware of the breath as it flows without changing it. Just be aware of it. Aware of the temperature of the breath, depth of the breath, the rhythm of the breath, and the quality of the breath. With each out breath, feel your body melting into the floor. Breathing in as you bring your awareness into your feet. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing in, bring your awareness into your shins. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing in, bring your awareness into your kneecaps. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing in, bring your awareness into your thighs. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing in, bring your awareness to your abdomen. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing in, bring your awareness to your solar plexus. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing in, bring your awareness to your upper chest. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing in, bring your awareness to your spine. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing in, bring your awareness into your hands. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing in, bring your awareness into your forearms. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing in, bring your awareness into your upper arms. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing in, bring your awareness into your throat. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing in, bring your awareness to the back of your head. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing in, bring your awareness to your jaw. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing in, bring your awareness to your eyes. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing in, bring your awareness to your scalp. Breathing out, letting go. And now be aware of your whole body, lying quiet and still. Breathing out, letting go. Let your body sink gently into the floor. Allow your breath to flow naturally. And let it take its own natural course. Let it complete its journey. With each out breath, let go and feel your body sinking into the floor. Allowing your whole being to come to rest in the stillness and silence and peace of relaxation. And when you're ready, we'll just make a very slow transition between stillness and movement. Being aware of the sense of touch, your clothing, at your skin, your body, in contact with the floor. And then we'll just start to stretch out through the body now. So reaching the arms overhead. So taking a nice inhale. Take a few stretches. So breathing in through the nose as you breathe in. And just let the breath fall out through the mouth on the exhale. And then from there, so from that position, as the arms come back this time, just draw the knees in towards the chest. So you're gathering. And then from there, take the palms over the knees. We're going to take some circles with the knees. Just taking your time, moving around that circle. So you're massaging your lower back. Might get a little bit of connection through the hips. Just take your time with the breath. Moving slowly, moving easily, moving gently. So you get as much of your lower back onto the floor as you can. And then we'll take those circles counterclockwise, again, just moving slowly, just noticing how your lower back is feeling today as you move around those circles. And then coming back to center, we'll just drop the soles of the feet to the floor. Just bring the arms alongside the body. And then we're going to roll the pelvis forwards and back. So pelvic tilt. So you're flattening your lower back into the mat on the exhale. And on the inhale, the pelvis is just rolling away from you. So flattening on the exhale. On the inhale, just bringing the lumbar curve back into residence. So you've got that lovely undulation, easing out through the lower back. Very subtle but soothing movement for the lower back. And just find stillness here. Bring your awareness to your breath, softening through the belly. Coming back to the rhythm of your natural breath. Inhaling, exhaling. And then from here, if you draw the knees in towards the chest again. And then from here, we're just going to cross over at the ankles, taking the hands to the backs of your thighs. And then from there, you can either rock up into seated, or you could come back up in any of the way that feels comfortable for you. And then as you come back up, if you would like to have a drink, then please have a little drink. And then if you're happy to come into seated, cross-legged, or come into a seated cross-legged position, you may like to sit up on a block. Just coming back to your breath. Just taking a deep breath in through the nose. And a deep breath out through the nose. And then from that seated position, just going to interlace the fingers and then reach the arms overhead. Just taking the palms away. Taking a breath in here. And then pause as you twist around to the left. Just go as far as you can. And then exhale as you come back to center. We'll inhale again in this central position. Pause as you twist around to the right. Exhale as you come back to center. And then just reach the arms out in front of you. And then gently relax the shoulders, relax the arms. And then from there, so if you bring the palms together in Anjali Mudra at the center of the chest, and then just draw your chin towards your chest, so just stretching out the back of your neck. Take a moment to close the eyes and just set an intention for your practice this evening, according to whatever you need at this time. And then once you've set your intention, just bringing the head back to center. And then bringing together the pad of your thumb with your index finger. So you're coming into Chin Mudra. Palms are facing upwards. Just close your eyes for a moment. Let's together take a full breath in. And a full breath out. Do a couple more of those. Taking a full breath in. And a full breath out. Just one more. Going to take a cooling breath now. So we're going to make an O shape with the mouth. And then we're going to breathe in. And then release and breathe out through the nose. So breathe in, making an O shape with the mouth. Breathing out through the nose. So you're just going to continue in that way. So breathing in. Breathing out. So you make the O shape and you breathe in to that O shape. There's a little pause and then you exhale through the nose. So you might feel the breath as a gentle ujjayi as you breathe out. Just continue in that way. So we're going to be here for about 3 minutes. the spine nice and tall, shoulders moving away from the ear. So the cooling breath through the mouth, expanding the lungs and the rib cage, helping to calm the nervous system. Just really take your time drawing your breath in through the mouth. A little pause at the top and then exhaling back through the nose. So the cooling breath on the inhale. And the warming breath on the exhale. So using the breath to bring us into balance. Just one more. So after that last breath, just staying with your eyes closed. Notice how you feel. So it's a good practice when you feel stressed to cool and calm the mind. And then from there, so if you place your hands now over your knees, you're just going to take the body through some circular movements. So moving from the hips, so we open through pelvic floor, the lower back, the mid back, the upper back. Just moving all the way around that circle. So this movement, it massages the kidneys, the adrenal glands, just moving mindfully with self-love, with self-care. Just moving all the way around that circle. So you do half a circle on the inhale, half a circle on the exhale. And then taking that movement the other way. So you could take quite big, expansive movements, or you could take smaller spirals. See how that feels through your body. And then just very slowly you can make those circles a little bit smaller as we come back to center. And then so we move into our first yin pose, which is going to be a supported bridge. So depending on what props you've got available, there's a few ways that you can work with it. So if you've got one of these little mini bolsters, that works too, underneath the sacrum. Or these soft blocks. If you've got a harder block, you could put a blanket over the top of the block just to make it a little bit softer. And then you could use one or two of these blocks underneath the sacrum. So just use what you've got available to you. If you don't want to work with supported bridge, you could work with Apanasana. So you could have knees into the chest from lying down if you prefer, or if you're coming into your supported bridge. So we start off in semi-supine. So the arms are alongside the body, palms facing down. And then from there, your feet are just about hip width apart. So we push the feet into the floor and then lift up So the hips are lifting skywards, and then from there you can bring in, you can slide under either one block or maybe 2 blocks, however high you want to be, underneath the sacrum, or if you've got a bolster. And then just rest the sacrum on that bolster or block. And then just stay as you are. So I'm going to be a timekeeper here. So if you see me moving out of the poses, just still stay, because I need to come out so that I can just have a look at the screen and also check my timings. So just take your time to come into that supported bridge, or if you prefer, come into Apanasana. So the arms can actually be alongside the body once you're in position, or you could take them out to the sides. You can close your eyes, just maintaining your attention on the flow of your inhale and your exhale. So you're just treating this like a meditation, breathing long and deep. Just make sure that you're comfortable. As you settle now into that position, we're going to breathe in now for a count of 6, and then breathe out for a count of 6. And just continue in that way. So you're inhaling for 6, and you're exhaling for 6. A coherent breath. Inhaling for 6, exhaling for 6. And just continue in that way. So if the 6-6 count feels too much, you could do a 4-4 count instead, or you could just count a little faster if you prefer. So on your next inhale, just reaching your arms all the way overhead. And then on the exhale, releasing. And then just lift up a little bit higher so you can remove your block or your bolster. Come into supported bridge. And then now either coming into Shavasana with the legs extended, or you can stay in semi-supine with the knees bent. Just noticing how you feel. Just notice the effects of the pose, either subtle or strong. And then take a stretch here. And then as the arms come back, draw the knees in towards the chest. It's going to take a little rock here. So as the knees go one way, the head goes the other way. It's a gentle rocking from side to side. And then from there, so as you come back to center, bring your palms together and then bring your palms to the center of the chest. So your palms are together in Anjali Mudra and your fingertips are facing up towards the ceiling. And then bring your knees a little closer towards the hands as you exhale. And on the inhale, point the toes down towards the mat and just drop the tips of your toes to the mat on the inhale. So on the exhale, your knees and your thighs are coming back towards the hands. So the hands are in prayer, fingertips pointing upwards. And on the inhale, point the tips of the toes down towards the mat. So you're just touching the tips of the toes to the mat and just continue in that way. So exhaling as the knees come back. Inhaling as the tips of the toes just touching down onto the mat. We'll just do a few more of those. And then the next time the knees come in towards the hands, just bring the hands over the shins. And then from there, just take a long exhale. So you exhale fully and then bring your head and your knees close together. And then inhale as your head comes back onto the mat. And then once again, we're going to cross over at the ankles. Take the hands to the backs of the thighs. And then either rock up into seated or come back up in any other way that feels comfortable for you. So the next pose that we're going to work with is Supta Baddha Konasana. And again, you've got the option, you can have some support if you wish. So I'll just run through the options with you. So if you've got a bolster and a block or a cushion, you have your bolster here, you have your cushion at the top of the bolster, and then you can bring your sacrum to the bolster, and then we can lie over the bolster in that way. So your head's on the cushion, and then the soles of the feet connect. You could place padding underneath the thighs if you wish. That's one way of working with it. Or if you haven't got a bolster, again, you can use 2 blocks. So these are quite soft blocks, so they're okay by themselves. If you've got the harder variety, then you could put a blanket over the top to make them a little bit more comfortable. And again, you can have a cushion at the top end. And then again, we bring the sacrum right up to the block, and then you can lie over it. And again, you can bring the soles of the feet together and just find a comfortable position. So the advantage of having the block or the bolster underneath is that you allow the chest and the heart center to open. So alternatively, the other way that you could do it is to lie over a folded up mat, or alternatively, you can simply come into your lying Baddha Konasana. So there's lots of different variations where you maybe have a cushion underneath your head, but you might want support underneath your thighs. You may prefer just to be flat on the mat, and then the arms can either be away from the body on the diagonal, or they can be overhead in a cactus position. So just take a little bit of time to set yourself up. I'm going to put the timer on, because some of you might have come into the pose already, to decide how you're going to come in. So when you come into your lying down cobbler pose, the feet can be closer to the body, or you might make a longer diamond shape with the legs. So if the feet are closer to you, you're going to feel that more through your thighs and through your groin. And then, so we'll take a few breaths with the arms either just out to the sides, or if you've come into that cactus position. And then still lying in your lying down cobbler, we're going to place one hand on the belly and one hand over the heart space. And just breathing into the hands. And again, come back to your 6-6 breath, so that you're breathing in for a count of 6, breathing out for a count of 6. So if you find, so occasionally people don't like counting, if you find that that's agitating rather than calming, just take long, deeper breaths. So everybody's different. So if you don't find that calming, then you can leave the count out altogether, but just slow down the inhale and the exhale, so you've got that option. And then from there, just release the arms, release from the breath count, and then just bringing your knees and your thighs back together, just giving them a little squeeze there. And then from that position, I'm going to come back up into seated. So if you're lying on bolster or block, or if you're just lying flat on the mat, just decide how you're going to come back up into your seated position. So you might want to bring your knees in and cross over at the ankles, or you might want to come up in a different way. And then as you come up, we're going to come back up into seated. So if you come back to cross-leg position, if that feels comfortable for you. And then as you come back up, just close your eyes again. Just start to lengthen through the spine, release the shoulders. The eyes closed. Just notice how you feel. So if you come up over a bolster or blocks, just see if the spine feels more open or extended. Again, we'll take a deep breath in and a full breath out. So from here, we're going to move into a twist. So you could be seated on your block with your legs crossed, or alternatively, excuse me, you might have your legs extended out in front of you. So whichever feels most comfortable. And then we're going to breathe in, just take the arms overhead. And then breathing out, we're going to twist around to the left. So your right hand comes to the left leg, and then your left hand comes to the base of the spine. And then on the inhale, we're going to unravel, coming back to center. Just reach the arms overhead. And on the exhale, we're going to twist around to the right. So your left hand comes to your right thigh, your right hand comes to the base of the spine. So keep the spine long, twisting through the belly. We'll do that once more to each side. So inhaling as you lift the arms overhead. Exhaling as you take that twist around to the left. Just take your time, just feel the elongation through the spine. So if you've got a block underneath your seat, that will help with that lengthening. And then inhale as you come back to center. So once more round to the right, and taking your time to move into the twist and then to release. Just relax the arms, relax the shoulders. And then from here, so for the yin twist, you've got some options. So you can come into, so we're in Sukhasana, so you could come into your twist as we've been working more dynamically, and you could just stay in your twist from Sukhasana. So that's your first option. You have your legs extended. You can work with the twist in that way. Or if you want to be lying down, you could come into a semi-supine twist. So from semi-supine, the arms are away from the body, and then you can roll your knees off to the left, you can roll your head off to the right, and then you can just place your left palm over the belly so that you can feel the breath pulling into the palm on the inhale, releasing on the exhale. So whichever version of twist you'd like to work with, either semi-supine or whether you want to do seated, Sukhasana. So I'm going to just set the timer now for this first side. So if you're doing the seated twist from crossed legs, we're taking right hand to left thigh, left hand comes to the base of the spine. And again, we'll bring our awareness back to our breath pattern. So this time we're just going to lengthen the inhale and lengthen the exhale. So whichever variation of twist you come into, and just remaining as you are. And as you work with that twist, I just want to read you a poem And it's called As I Began to Love Myself by Charlie Chaplin. And he says, as I began to love myself, I found that anguish and emotional suffering are only warning signs that I was living against my own truth. Today, I know this is authenticity. As I began to love myself, I understood how much it can offend somebody as I try to force my desires on this person, even though I knew the time was not right and the person was not ready for it. And even though this person was me, today I call it respect. As I began to love myself, I stopped craving for for a different life. And I could see that everything that surrounded me was inviting me to grow. Today, I call that maturity. As I began to love myself, I understood that at any circumstance, I am in the right place at the right time, and everything happens at exactly the right moment. So I could be calm. Today, I call it self-confidence. As I began to love myself, I quit stealing my own time. I stopped designing huge projects for the future. Today, I only do what brings me joy and happiness, things I love to do, and things that make my heart cheer. And I do them in my own way and in my own rhythm. Today, I call it simplicity. And whichever twist you've come into, just either unwrapping if you're seated or if you're lying in semi-supine, just bring the knees and the head back to center. And either remaining in semi-supine or coming back to center in your seated position. And again, we'll just close the eyes here. And just as you come back to center, noticing the effects of the twist. Come back to your 6-6 breath. Breathing in for 6. Breathing out for 6. And then from where you are, we're going to we'll make our way into the twist on the other side. So whichever twist you've come into, we'll come into that on the right side now. So if you're in Sukhasana, you bring your left hand to your right thigh, and then the right hand comes to the base of the spine. And again, just thinking about the elongation on the inhale, and perhaps a deepening on the exhale, or you may prefer to have the legs extended, coming to a twist in that way. Or you may be in semi-supine, and this time the knees are rolling off to the right, the head off to the left, arms away on a diagonal. And then this time the right palm comes over the navel. So whichever variation, and then we've got 3 minutes on this side. And I'll read you the rest of the poem by Charlie Chaplin. And he says, as I began to love myself, I freed myself of anything that is no good for my health. Food, people, things, situations, and everything that drew me down and away from myself. At first, I called this attitude a healthy egoism. Today, I know it is love of oneself. As I began to love myself, I quit trying to always be right. And ever since I was wrong less of the time, today I discovered that that is modesty. As I began to love myself, I refused to go on living in the past and worry about the future. Now I only live for the moment where everything is happening. Today I live each day, day by day, and I call it fulfillment. As I began to love myself, I recognized that my mind can disturb me and it can make me sick. But as I connected it to my heart, my mind became a valuable ally. Today, I call this connection wisdom of the heart. We no longer need to fear arguments, confrontations, or any kind of problems with ourselves or others. Even stars collide, and out of their crashing, new worlds are born. Today, I know that is life. So whichever variation of your twist you come into, we're going to come back out now. So coming back to center. If you're in semi-supine or if you're in a seated position, again, just close your eyes. Just notice how you feel. Inhaling, exhaling. So the next pose that we're going to come into, so it's a seated Baddha or the butterfly pose. So what can be, particularly if you've got a tight back, it can be better to come up onto a block. So a block or a blanket or both. And then from there, so we're going to bring the soles of the feet together. And again, the feet can be closer to you, or they can be a little bit further away. So see which position feels most comfortable for you. And then you can use your props. So if you've got a bolster, you can come into a resting position, or if you've got some cushions. So whatever you've got handy. So the bolster's quite handy. You can rest with your arms over, or if you've got a soft block and a cushion, you can bring them in front of you and you can rest in that way, or you could rest your forehead down. So depending on how your spine feels, you might want to keep the spine longer rather than rounding. So coming into whichever variation suits you best. So I'm going to set that timer. And then you can just close your eyes. So targeting the inner thighs, the groin, the glutes, the hip flexors. So if you want to work the spine more, you can just take the feet a little bit further away and then use your bolster or your pillow. So however you want to set those up. So just making sure that you're comfortable, making sure that the back is comfortable. And of course, when you're working with the yin poses, you want to make sure that there's no pain sensations. So in the yin poses, we want to be quite muscly passive. We want to maintain awareness of where we feel the stretch and breathing to the area where we feel the stretch. So in that way, we're sending that vital energy, the prana, into the parts of the body that need it most. Also looking out for any sensations which might be pain sensations. So anything that feels sharp or spiky or electrical or quick to happen in the body, these are all pain sensations. So just moving away from the shape if you're experiencing any of those feelings, or if you feel that the pose is not for you, just find a different shape that feels more supportive. So just taking your time here. And again, just come back to that 6-6 breath pattern. So you're breathing in for 6 and you're breathing out for 6. Just take one more inhale and then pour the breath out on the exhale, and then just walk the hands back towards you. And then from there, we're just going to give the knees a little squeeze, give the thighs a little squeeze here. Just resetting the pelvis after having the legs apart. And then from there, so we're going to transition now into the all fours position. So you're coming into, come into cat on all fours. And then from here, so we're going to, so inhaling for a count of 6, we're going to lift the tailbone, follow the back, lift the chin, lift the chest. We're going to pause with the breath held in for a count of 3. And then we're exhaling for a count of 6. So dropping the tailbone, arching the back up, chin to chest, just draw the navel back towards the spine, and then holding the breath out for a count of 3. And just continuing that way. So you're breathing in, coming into that upward aspect of cat for a count of 6. Hold the breath in for a count of 3. Breathing out for a count of 6 as you come into that domed aspect of cat. Drawing the navel back towards the spine. Hold the breath out for a count of 3. Just continuing that way. So you're breathing in for 6. Hold for 3. Breathing out for 6. Hold the breath out for 3. again, you could use a 4:2 ratio if you prefer. Let's do one more complete round. And then release from that 6-6 breath pattern. From there, just going to sit back onto the heels. So you're extending the arms out in front of you. So you come into a stretch cat position, drop the forehead towards the mat. If you don't like the arms fully extended, you could just wing the elbows out to the sides a little bit. You could have a cushion underneath your forehead if that's more comfortable. You can have the knees wider or closer together, or you could bring the arms alongside the body and pose a child if you prefer. So whichever feels most comfortable for you. And then soften through the belly, soften through the face. Just allow the lower back to elongate. And again, come back to your 6-6 breath if that is comfortable for you. So we're going to breathe in for 6 and then breathe out for 6. And then from here, we're just going to lift the head a little bit and then just walk the hands back towards the knees. And then we'll release the legs. And then from here, so we're going to come into lying down. So for our yoga nidra. So if you'd like to set yourself up comfortably, so if you're in your bedroom, you could lie in bed or come onto the floor in semi-supine, or you have your legs extended in Shavasana. You can come onto your side if you'd like to be more feet up. So whatever position you'd like to be in, just make sure that you're comfortable, that you've got all your padding, that you've got everything you need to be completely comfortable on your mat. And we'll just take a little bit of time to set ourselves up. So do have a little drink if you need to have a drink. So as you know, Yoga Nidra is a practice of deep relaxation with awareness, combining complete physical and mental relaxation with visualization. So it's a practice that can bring about profound change. And in Yoga Nidra, the body becomes completely relaxed and the mind becomes quiet, but the consciousness remains active and alert. So Yoga Nidra can begin and end with the making of a sankalpa, a resolve. The sankalpa, this statement of intention, something that we would very much like to do or to be or to achieve in our lives. So it's a powerful tool for giving purpose to our life, for directing our life towards a chosen goal. And the sankalpa is a short, clear, positive statement. Fewer words, the better. It normally begins with the words I will and should be repeated wholeheartedly with feeling and faith. And it will strengthen your intention to achieve what you've decided you want to achieve. Sankalpa is like a seed that you plant in the depths of your consciousness. And in the deep relaxation of Yoga Nidra, the seed will take root. It'll grow into a sturdy plant and flower and bear fruit in your life. So in times of illness, the sankalpa has a particular usefulness. It can galvanize support and sustain the will to heal. In times of challenge or life crisis, the sankalpa can help you to hold steady and to focus your mind and your energies on what is really important. So the sankalpa needs to be chosen carefully, and it needs to be the right resolve for you, the one that expresses your deepest wish, your most important goal in life. In his book, Yoga Nidra, by Paramahansa Satchidananda Sarasvati, he says that the profound experience of muscular, mental, and emotional relaxation attainable in Yoga Nidra enables a balance of psychic and vital energies within the psychic channels or nadis of the energy framework underlying the physical body. And free flow of these energies forms the basis of optimal physical and mental health. So Yoga Nidra, meaning yogic sleep, so just taking time now, lying down in your chosen position, making any final adjustments, becoming aware of the body, whole body in contact with the floor. Feel the support of the floor and know that you have all the support that you need. Be aware of your breath, your natural breath, its temperature, its rhythm, its depth, without trying to influence it in any way, without trying to breathe in any particular way. Simply allow the breath to flow. So let it do just what it's doing and observe it. Each exhalation, allow your body to sink into the floor and repeat your sankalpa, your resolve 3 times, wholeheartedly, with conviction, your statement of intention, of direction. So now we're going to take our awareness around the body. This is the rotation of consciousness. So there's no movement, you don't need to concentrate. Just take your awareness quickly and lightly to each part of the body as it's named. And try to maintain awareness. But if you notice that you've drifted off and have lost track, just return your awareness to the practice as soon as you become aware that you've drifted. And don't worry about the bits that you've missed. So there should be no worries at all. And there's no way that you can do the practice wrong. So becoming aware now of your right hand thumb, the index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, palm, back of the hand, wrist, elbow, shoulder, armpit, the right side of the chest, waist, hip, thigh, kneecap, back of the knee, calf, shin, ankle, heel, sole of the foot, top of the foot, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and fifth toe. And now be aware of your left thumb, the index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, palm, back of the hand, wrist, elbow, shoulder, armpit, the left side of the chest, waist, hip, thigh, kneecap, back of the knee, calf, shin, ankle, heel, sole of the foot, top of the foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and fifth toe. And now become aware of the whole right leg, left leg, the right arm, the left arm, both arms and both legs, the right buttock, the left buttock, both buttocks, coccyx, abdomen, navel, the small of your back, the whole lower part of the trunk, the spine, the right side of the rib cage, the left side of the rib cage, the back of the rib cage, the whole of the rib cage, the sternum, the upper chest, the right shoulder blade, the left shoulder blade, the right shoulder, the left shoulder, the whole of the trunk, the whole of the body, the throat, the back of the neck, back of the head, top of the head, forehead, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, both eyebrows, the eyebrow center, right eyelid, left eyelid, both eyelids, right eye, left eye, both eyes, right cheek, left cheek, both cheeks, right ear, left ear, both ears, right nostril, left nostril, both nostrils, tip of the nose, whole of the nose, upper lip, lower lip, both lips, the teeth, the tongue, the whole inside of the mouth, the chin, the jaw, the whole of the face, the whole head, the head and body together, the whole body, the whole body, the whole body. Be aware of the breath. With each out breath, feel the body sinking into the floor. Feel the body growing heavy, very heavy. Your body as heavy as lead. You cannot move it. Experience heaviness in the body. And now feel that your body is becoming very light. Your body is light as a feather, so light it can float. Your body floating away from the floor. Experience this lightness in the body. And now take your awareness into your heart center. Leave behind the heavy and the light. And visualize a flame deep within your heart center, burning brightly and steadily. And this flame is a symbol of the unchanging, eternal self. Know that you are that self. You have a body, but you are not just your body. You have a mind, but you are not only your mind. You have emotions, but you are not your emotions, and they are not you. You are the self that experiences the body, the mind, and the emotions. You are the unchanging, eternal, undying self. And as you gaze at the inner flame, see it spreading and growing brighter, becoming a warm, golden, healing light, filling the heart space. And the golden light flows into your head, your skull, your brain, bathing every cell in its healing warmth. It fills the whole of the chest space, bathing your heart and your lungs in healing warmth. It flows into your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your fingertips, bathing every cell in healing light. And from your chest, the light flows into your abdomen, bathing your liver, stomach, gallbladder, pancreas, kidneys, colon, all in its healing warmth. It flows into your pelvis, bathing the organs here in healing warmth, and into your hips, legs, and feet, to the tips of your toes, so that your whole body is filled with healing light. Now the healing light is flowing all around you, above you, beneath you, to your right, to your left, beyond your feet, beyond your head. This healing light, the divine light, is within you and around you. And know that you are created by the light, surrounded by the light, protected by the light, sustained by the light, and ever growing into divine light. And now return your awareness to your heart center and see once more the flame within you, from which the healing light flows. And gaze steadily at the flame for a little while longer, and know that it's always there, and feel at peace with yourself and at one with the world. And now become aware of your body and the contact with the floor. And now it's time to repeat your resolve, your sankalpa, 3 times. In the same words as before, watering the seed that you planted at the beginning of this Yoga Nidra practice. And be aware of your sense of touch, your clothing against your skin. Be aware of your sense of taste, any taste in the mouth. Be aware of your sense of smell as you begin to breathe more deeply. Be aware of your sense of hearing, sounds around you. Be aware of your sense of sight, the darkness behind your closed eyes. Become aware of the space your body is lying in, of the space all around your body. Become aware of your surroundings. Now begin to move gently, just wriggling your fingers, your toes. So taking any stretches that you need, maybe bending your knees, bringing a little bit of movement through the knees. Perhaps the knees are moving a little one way and the head the other. You might want to stretch, you might want to bring your knees in and give yourself a little hug or rock from side to side.